Hey guys, it's Tootsie, and I'm here with some studying habits for school. Now, when I was in school, I had really bad studying habits. I didn't ever really study for a test because I really did not know how. It was like I would get the information told to me, and it's like I would understand it, but it's like I couldn't remember it. Now, I was someone who had really bad at remembering what I was really not understanding, so I finally discovered these like in my late high school year, and like a little bit when I went to college for a little while. I went to college for one semester, and so I discovered these kind of in there, and I really learned that I am a repetitive person. I learned in high school that I'm a very visual person, so these are probably more drawn towards visual and people that need repetitiveness. And so, but it could probably work for people that are like this. But so just know that these tips may not always work for you. You really gotta try to find them yourself. But I found good studying tips while I was in high school and in college on the internet. So hopefully that these studying tips that found my video will help you. Hopefully they will help you. My first thing is flashcards, and I have like some flashcards here. These ones are blank on the back, and then they have lines in the front. I like that so like I can write like a important thing here, like someone's name or like an important event, and then like on the back of it write information about it. Because I'm a repetitive person, so I could test myself with both sides. So I could look at one side and try to remember what's on the other side. So it's like about a certain person I have to know about, or about a certain event that I gotta know, or like key words, like study words, like. And so that always really helped me. I was a flashcard fanatic in high school when I was starting to get good at studying, and in college, like I had like a container, and I had more than one container because I had like 3 of them I think at one point, full of flashcards. Like I even like started going through flashcards where I started like losing money, so I started like cutting flashcards in half and tried to write really tiny, try to save money on paper and all that. And so flashcards always really help teaching someone about what you're learning, even if it's like with somebody who's in the class, like you guys can coincide and talk about it together. So maybe one of you remembered something and the other one didn't. That way you guys can both, that way all the information together, gets coincides. So that way, in case you didn't hear something the teacher said and the other person did, they can tell you. In case like you heard something and they didn't, you can tell that person. And so it really helped. And it doesn't even have to be someone in the class. Like you can just like, if like you get picked up, you can just talk to whoever picks you up from school and just talk about what you were learning that day in class. And just like that repetition, talking about it, it gets you to remember what you're learning. And that helped me. I remember when I was in college and I was in anatomy and physiology class. Now that was a very complicated class, and I was talking about it on my ride home from school to the person who picked me up, talking about it with them. It really helped me to remember and really helped me to understand, and looking back in the book of what I just learned. And so that helped me a lot. So just talking about what you're learning and not just giving stuff, like, just talking about, like, even if you for some reason have like no one and you're living completely on your own, take out an old stuffed animal, sit there and talk to your cat, because sometimes my cat will be there with something, and I would sit there and literally talking to my cat about what I'm learning and just thinking they understand, even though they don't understand what I'm talking about. Just talking out loud can really help, and it really helped me. So that's my second tip, is teaching someone about talking about it, talking about what you have learned in the class that you need to study for. Okay. Next thing is highlighters. I have one highlighter because I'm no longer in school, so I just randomly found one. Like I like highlighters. Like if you can highlight in your books, because I know in college you used to pay for them, but in high school you may not be able to highlight, which is kind of crap. It was kind of crappy, kind of sucks. I should say sucks, kind of sucks. That you can't highlight. I always found in college that highlighting really started. I didn't think it would help me at first, but it really did start to help me. In college, it helped me to highlight the key points, like especially like with this will be getting on to another tip of mine. Like if you can highlight in your books and highlight key points, so that way you know about the key points, and you can go and look back at the key points and only read about the key points instead of like the random other stuff that you don't have to know, but it's just there, you know. So highlighting in your notebook. They have special highlighters that are just for notebooks, that are for pencils. My door opened by itself. I think it's because it wasn't shut all the way. And the window is open, so let's shut that. Ow! Shut door. Okay, that was kind of weird. Hopefully you didn't see me. Okay, I'm back. Okay, hope I might edit that out. So, okay, I'm back. Hi. Yay. Okay, now what I was talking about, highlighting key points. Like, they have special highlighters that are for notebooks, that are for like over pencil writing. So like when you're in the class, you know, taking notes, it's good to highlight the key points. Now, one thing that I was in high school, it was hard to keep up on writing their PowerPoints down and all like the information they were giving us. So I asked if like I could have the PowerPoints printed out to me, and then like I could like highlight key points, like so that way it would be printed on print paper. That way I could highlight key points and write in my own stuff and write in my own ideas and stuff. And so that would help. If you can do that, always ask the teacher. That might make us some deal. Like one teacher, like I had to, and so it was also like when the teacher's sitting there talking about stuff, I'm so focusing on writing down the PowerPoint, I'm not really listening to what they're saying. So getting the PowerPoint printed out really helped me. So okay, like also like writing down what you're learning, like as you're reading it in the book, like writing down the key points is I think also like after like you read like a chapter in a book, kind of write down what you learn, like, you know, as you're reading, highlight the key stuff and then go back and like reread it, the key points, and write down important information or like additional information. Like just that repetition that always helped me, was that repetition. I needed that repetition, you know, to learn the stuff. I needed repetition so many times. Okay, and then if there's like a way like you can, like, I know this is, I couldn't always really do this, but I know that help other people, like think of a song to remember things, or like really picture something in your head to remember, like try to make up pictures for something, you know, in your head, that way you can remember, you know, that way it's like, you know, like on the back of your test, you know, you can write down the song or write down the picture, and that way you can go back to it and look at it and can remember. Because I'm someone, like when I go to the test, my mind goes whoop, it goes blank, it goes like I completely forget. And so sometimes trying to remember something, that referring something to what you're learning to something you do in your life and enjoy in your life, can always help me. That always helped me, is trying to refer things to another. So that's another tip, is to refer things to one another. Okay, so moving on. Okay, now if you can highlight in your books, or you can write in your books, this, or like if you get like a worksheet, you know, that has like, if you get like a set of papers stapled together that has like an article on it, and you're allowed to keep it and write on it and highlight it, and then you have like another worksheet with a set of questions. If you have a worksheet with a set of questions that go with a book, or like a set of other sheets that have like a story on it, or like what, you know what I mean, you know, you get one worksheet and it's good, it has a bunch of questions on it, you gotta fill out the questions to the teacher, and then either out of your book, or you get like, they give you like a set of worksheets, you know, that, you know, you gotta read and then answer the questions. What you want to do, and I learned this in middle school and I realized it really helps, read the questions on the worksheet. You don't have to answer them, just read them. Just read them. That way your brain, when you go read the chapter, you go read the paragraphs, you go read the worksheets that will have the information to answer those questions, your brain will already recognize. Like if you read like a question and it said, how many apples did Bobby pick from the tree, and then you go and read, and then you read like a question like how many apples did Bobby pick from the tree, and then when you're going and you're reading, when you're reading your book, and it says Bobby picked 2 apples from the tree, you see that, and your brain goes, wait a minute, there was a question about that. Highlight it, mark it with a star, mark it with a smiley face, mark that area, mark that paragraph area, if you can do that in your book or on the worksheets, because that way when you go back to the word to answer the question, you can go back to where you can go back to those key points of remembering where the information was, and that really can help you in kind of studying like prior to the test when you're learning the information. That really helped me. A middle school teacher taught me that, and that really helped. She taught us to read the questions first, then go read the paragraphs in the article or the chapter in the book, and that way our brain can recognize the information that the worksheet is asking for. And it has always helped me. I use that a lot. And so those are my tips, flashcards, teaching somebody else about it, highlighting, highlighting key points and stuff, writing about what you're learning, like just writing. You might ask your teacher if you can write essays about what you're learning, and they might give you extra credit. I did that in a history class. And think of ways to make songs or pictures. Try to kind of compare something to what you're learning into your life, because it's easier to remember. And then, like I said, read the questions on your worksheet, then go and read the book, because that can help. That way your brain knows what you're looking for. And those are the 6 tips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's 6 tips. Those are my 6 tips for studying. So my 6 studying tips. So there you guys go. So I hope this helped you. I hope this will help you. I hope you guys can go try these tips, and I hope they will help you. I know they're really similar, because I know I watch a lot of other YouTubers, and a lot of other YouTubers talk about flashcards and highlighters. So clearly they are golden, apparently. But they may not work for you. Sometimes when you may try them, they may not work. So you just got to keep trying. Just keep looking at different techniques. Just keep trying to find a way of what will work for you. Because there's a way you learn. Because there's a way everyone learns. And you just got to find that way. Some people are visual. Some people are very verbal. Some people are called rhotial, Sometimes, like, if you have to sit there and, like, just pretend you're drawing, with your fingers on your desk. I knew some kids that were like that, where they're rhotial, they have to feel what they're doing, Find out what works for you. Find out what type of learner you are and what works for you. So that is it. That's my tips for studying, to help you guys study for tests and do good in school. So I will see you guys in my next video. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Tootsie2525, same waste button in there. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!